Chapter 1. Gardenia's Family Restaurant. Vicky rubbed her hands and bounced on her tiptoes, darting her eyes up and down the busy downtown Salem street. She shivered and tugged her overcoat snugger when the wind blustering from the water over Pickering Wharf prickled her skin. She returned to wringing her hands together, the skin on her knuckles cracking from exposure to the cold winter elements. "I knew I'd be stood up," she said with a thick puff of steam exiting her mouth. She shook her left hand, so her watch would fall below her sleeve seam. "Yep, 10 minutes late. This is the last date I'd go on, I swear." She kicked a dirty gray snowball across the sidewalk and turned to head to her car in Gardenia's parking lot, the restaurant sign illuminating her backside. But instead, she collided into someone's chest. Vicky stepped backward. "Oh, geez, I'm sorry." "Don't worry about it, kid," replied the old man wearing a trench coat. "Mind if I bum a smoke?" Vicky shifted her weight from foot to foot. I don't smoke. I'm sorry, mister." "Bullshit. You bought your first pack today, so your blind date might think you're cool." The old man's voice emphasized cool to sound like a melodramatic high schooler. Vicky's eyes grew wide. The old man shuffled one step forward. "I believe your boss retained a new client today. An Eva Smith? Looking for her grandfather?" Vicky placed a hand over her open mouth. "The Wharf Killer? How do you know about that?" The old man's index finger tapped his temple. "Because I'm smart." Vicky glanced at the passing cars. "Too much traffic and too many people are about for him to snatch me in plain view, aren't there?" Smith's wrinkled and weathered finger pointed to Vicky's jacket pocket. "A smoke, please?" Vicky's shaking hand reached into her pocket and retrieved the box of Smolens. She unwrapped the cellophane and handed the box to the old man. Smith lit a cigarette and exhaled a mixture of steam and unfiltered smoke. "Your blind date won't show tonight." "Is it okay if I leave, mister? I just want to go home." Smith extended his hand toward Vicky. "Are you scared of me?" She flinched and glanced over his shoulder at Gardenia's parking lot. Fine. Go. It'll save you additional wasted time and any further embarrassment." Vicky ducked her head as she stormed past the old man. "Sorry it didn't work out for you, Vicky. He just wasn't right for you." Smith stood in the same spot, puffing his cigarette as he watched Vicky get into her car and exit the parking lot without checking the oncoming traffic. Her back tires squealed as they found traction in the snow-covered roadway. Smith tossed the half-smoked Smolens into a snowbank and headed for the entrance to Gardenia's. "Good evening, Mr. Smith," the hostess said. Smith nodded and smiled. "Any room at the bar tonight?" "Absolutely. Go right ahead." The retired private eye tipped his fedora and moved past her toward the back of the restaurant. Just before he reached the red-cushioned bar, he detoured to the jukebox in the corner. He reached into his breast pocket and fished out 2 nickels. After he inserted them into the slot, he entered the memorized code for his song of choice. "Smith!" the bartender yelled from behind the bar taps. The detective flashed an open hand in lieu of a full-fledged wave. The jukebox played his chosen song, and the singer had just described Rockefellers walking with sticks and umbrellas when Smith reached an open seat at the bar. "Fane, how are you, my good man?" Smith asked. "Can't complain. The holidays have certainly helped business." Smith nodded. "Something about the holidays brings out the drunks in all of us." Fane chuckled. "I'm not complaining. Your regular poison tonight?" "Yes, sir. Double it up." Fane poured 2 whiskeys, each straight up into a separate glass, and slid them toward Smith. The detective removed his fedora and placed it on the threadbare stool next to him, then raised his glass. "To the holiday season." Fane lifted his glass of water. "To job security." The 2 men toasted, and Fane flung his dish towel over his left shoulder. "How's Travis and his kids?" "He dropped them off earlier today. Them grandkids are having a sleepover tonight at our place. Wynn's at home with them, making cookies." "And you're here, drinking?" "I had some business to take care of tonight." "You back to detectiving?" "Is that even a word?" Smith asked, chuckling. "I guess you could say that, but the real question is, have I ever really stopped?"